Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Push it up. Push in the new year. Hey, Tubies, it's Psych Bob. And I tell you, it is my favorite, favorite time of year. I am here with you guys live tonight. And I got a special sponsor here with me tonight. Our program, well, tonight, for those of you who are just tuning in and say, what is going on? This is our 2019 Psychic Predictions. Every year, you know, Psychic Bob's been here with you guys. I do this every year on New Year's Eve, and it's become really our tradition. And this year, I'm back as I'm always with us, and I welcome you guys here. Tonight's show is being sponsored by Rare Wicca Spells. They're our corporate sponsor. And Lady Angela, who's the CEO of Rare Wicca Spells, is with us tonight. She says, Psychic Bob, I put in the biggest bid and I'm getting to ask Psychic Bob's questions today. So we got Lady Angela here today. Lady Angela, will you introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Angela McAllister. I own RareWiccaSpells.com. And I'm partners with Bob in a few different endeavors that we do. And I'm really excited for tonight's show. And speaking of my website, it's a great place if you look for jewelry, all sorts of different items, herbs, crystals, rocks, especially jewelry. And Bob, I got to say, you're looking styling today. You're looking sharp. What kind of jewelry are you wearing?
Well,
I see some bling.
Psychic Bob, you know, it's a special day. I have to have a little bit of bling. I'm going to take off my sunglasses. I can't see anything. I'll trip over the front. Well, you know me, I love my bling. I'm always at Rare Wicca Spells. I buy all my mystical jewelry and my crystals over there. And, you know, tonight I'm actually wearing some historic jewelry, though. And I'm wearing a beautiful crystal. This is a beautiful quartz crystal. It's a Lemurian quartz. That helps me to tune in and get my psychic vibe on. And I'm wearing some rings tonight. You know, I love the concept of fire and ice. You know what I'm saying, Lady Angela? Fire
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got my ice on, and then I thought I'd wear some fire also. And I've got a beautiful garnet on. This is a garnet ring. This is actually a famous ring. This was with me on the Larry the Cable Guy television show. You guys probably remember. I was on there a few years ago as a guest star on the show. And I wore this ring, and it brought me so much good luck. The readings were so accurate in that show. Everybody was amazed. I was amazed too, you know. But I always wear this as a special blessing. This other ring is a ruby ring. It's got ruby and some diamonds in it. And so, you know, I said it's a special night with my two B's here. And you know what, Lady Angela? Tonight is actually my 10th anniversary of doing psychic predictions. I started doing them in 2008. And now we're at what, 2018? So
Oh,
2 years.
wow.
So I thought a special night deserved the best. You know, oh, I'm wearing designer clothes too. I'm not being endorsed, but Jeffrey Bean is my outfit's by Jeffrey Bean tonight. So
You look sharp, Bob. I mean, you're styling tonight.
well, I tell you, I've been partying all day. I'm so excited. I've been dancing and playing music, wearing my shades. You know, I gotta get in the groove.
Love it.
I tell you. Well, you know, Lady Angela, as I know, you have been just jumping up and down to ask me some questions. And I would be very honored to answer anything you want to ask me. You know, we're right at the new year, so it's a wonderful time to delve into the mysteries of what is coming.
Sounds good. Now, I tried to keep everybody's different ideas on what they're focusing on in mind when I brought these questions together. First of all, I wanted to touch on the topic of economy. Psychic Bob, everyone's worried about the economy right now. With the government shutdown and job security across the country, what do you see in 2019 for America's economic stability?
Well, you know, the good news is it will get better, okay? The bad news is it's going to go a little slower than we've seen it in the past few years. Um, it's not going to be till about March that we actually start to see some pickup in the job sector. So if you're looking for a job, just hang in there, keep applying because we're going to see a lot more cash flow in the overall economy and in corporations come March, and that's going to open up job opportunities for a lot of people. You know, and I think that you want to really kind of focus right now on just being positive and put yourself out there, you know, because you know, as they say, 90% of success, especially when you're looking for work, is simply showing up. So make sure to send out those resumes and be there. But, it will be around March going forward. And I do see this year the economy picking up, as I said, from March forward. And we're going to have actually a pretty strong year overall. So, don't get too worried about that.
That's great news, Bob. So, are there any investment strategies that we should consider for 2019?
Well, that's a good question. I've been getting a lot of calls from Wall Street, and, a lot of you have brokers call Psychic Bob. And in fact, I've been here looking in my crystal ball. You guys know I really am a big believer in the crystal ball. So I got my crystal ball out here because I've been talking to people from all over the world this last week. They're all calling, wanting to know what's happening. And, in terms of investments this year, what I'm telling people, I want you to focus on what we call the white metals, okay? And what I mean by the white metals are I want you to focus on silver, platinum, and palladium. These three metals are going to be hot metals this year because they're going to start to be used a lot more in the tech industry. Now, people have been calling me all week saying, Psyche, what about gold? Should I buy gold? And, I have to tell you honestly, Lady Angela, gold is pretty much topped out. It's going to stay high. I don't see a lot of losses there. But, in terms of what you want to get in for growth, it's going to be the white metals, platinum, silver, and palladium this year. I think the copper market will do well. But as for gold, everybody's asking me about gold. I see gold staying kind of flat this year. It'll stay high, but it's not going to be a growth area. So I'd be, a little cautious about that. But, I have to always say, work with your broker because they're more, they're trained in this. But, that's my psychic view for investments. I'd focus on metals this year. Another area that I think people want to focus on is the housing technology industry. And what that is this is a lot of new builders now are starting to integrate smart technology into the homes. And I think any companies that are developing like sensors for appliances, sensors for your lighting, computers, all of that is going to take off because it's really going to be, I predict in the next year, we're going to see a major growth in the way houses are being constructed, being integrated with smart technology. That's where I want to put the focus. So smart housing technology companies, and then in the white metals markets, silver, palladium, and platinum.
That's fascinating. That really is. Speaking of technology breakthroughs, Psyche Bob, it seems that technology is continuing to rapidly develop. What should we watch for in tech development? Any amazing tech and or scientific breakthroughs for 2019?
Yeah, well, from February forward, we're going to see the American car industry really step up its game this year. Don't be surprised when you start hearing about cars that are going to automatically drive themselves. Now, I know we already have that to a little degree with automatic steering and braking, but what I'm talking about is we're going to see the American car industry create a car that literally you could pass out at the wheel, have a stroke or heart attack, and it would drive you safely to your destination and control over. So that's already in the works, and now the public doesn't know it, but I'm telling you, as a psychic, they're already planning that. That's going to roll out, I think, a lot. It may not be the full package right now, but this year, starting from February, we're going to start seeing much more rapid advances. And so, don't give up on the American car industry. We're going to lead that, okay? As I said earlier, also, I want you to focus on smart house technology, smart home technology. Whether it's burglar alarms, lighting, appliances that integrate with your cell phone and with your computers, all of that. Also in the medical area, I keep seeing issues connected to immune technology or immune response medicines. I see particularly breakthroughs in the area of lupus and leukemia and also like multiple sclerosis. And I feel like if you wanted to kind of also get in on a ground floor industry, I would also look at tech or medical industries, medicine, drug manufacturers who focus on immune response medicines, particularly that focus on lupus or leukemia, things like that. That's going to be a growth industry, a hot market, and we'll see a lot of breakthrough in that this year as well.
That is fascinating and exciting. How awesome. Let's talk about world events now, Bob. I've heard that the people of ancient Atlantis took their technology to the extreme and they ended up destroying their continent through a violent civil war. Are there any major world events coming that could be cataclysmic? Earthquakes, wars, meteors, anything like that?
Well, when you bring up about the ancient Atlanteans, that's a subject dear to my heart because, I've been having a lot of people come for private readings, and they've all said to me, Psychic Bob, I feel we're on the edge of something great. We're either going to be really awesome as a planet or we're going to destroy ourselves. And a lot of those people are reincarnated Atlanteans. The Atlantean civilization had amazing technology. And I think we're at the cusp where a lot of the memory of that is coming back. And so we're going to see a lot of people awakening to amazing ideas. And that's going to open up a lot of energy on the earth. Now, that energy, though, can be good or it can be bad. Okay, now the Atlanteans took it to a dark place and they create a lot of destruction. And we are seeing some of that in this modern world with a lot of pollution, a lot of global warming. And I think right now we're at a point where the earth, Mother Earth, is saying, you got to wake up. You got to wake up or it's going to be all over. And there are some areas where I'm a little concerned about that Mother Nature is going to send us a sign that we need to wake up. I want to particularly watch the month of March this year. I want to watch around Mexico City, the capital of Mexico. I feel there's going to be some major seismic activity there. As you may recall, Lady Angel, last year I predicted a major earthquake to the day, literally, in that area.
I remember.
And unfortunately, I have to tell you, I'm seeing it again, but it looks like March there's going to be some major seismic activity and around Mexico City. Let's say a prayer for them, okay? Going forward in May of 2019, I really want to keep an eye on San Francisco, particularly the Bay Area. I'm very concerned also about a large scale possible earthquake in that area. Probably something the likes of what we saw back in, what was it, 1989, when there
Oh,
was
wow.
in this bridge. I hate to say it, but I keep getting messages about that, okay? And I also want to watch China, particularly southern China, near Shanghai area. I want to watch around June of 2019. I feel there may be some significant seismic activity there as well around that time. Okay. Now, talking about that whole energy of people's focus and what they're on, I got to tell you, I'm very concerned about this October, particularly around the nation of Israel. I feel that there may be a large scale attack on them, a sort of a terrorist attack. And I would tell the Israeli government, please keep up your intelligence on Iran. I believe they will be behind it. But is the world going to be destroyed this year? I pray not. I don't think so. Because you know what? I believe that if enough people who have spiritual awareness wake up and put their focus out there, we're going to raise the light. And we could even avert some of these, you know?
Absolutely. Wow. Now on the subject of like UFOs. Psyche Bob, I have to ask you in all seriousness. Are UFOs real? Is there life out there? Will we make contact with aliens in 2019? Where are the UFO hotspots that we should watch?
Wow, that's a lot of questions. Well, to answer, I get a lot of letters about that. I could see that a lot of people in your company have been asking about that. Well, first of all, yes, aliens, UFOs, it's all real. And the funny part, Lady Angela, is that it's been going on for thousands of years. It's not suddenly new. We've been having encounters for years. It's just that right now, because of our technology, we're capturing more of it and people are waking up to it. Okay. Now, that being said, I have been saying we're very close to full disclosure. Disclosure is the official UFO term. That means that the world governments will acknowledge the alien presence. We may not see that in 2019, but probably 2020, it will come out officially by the leading governments of the planet. But for right now, where you want to watch, I really want to, again, let's go back to Mexico. And Mexico is very prominent this year. Mexico City, over the capital, is another hot spot. We're going to see a lot of major sightings there. I keep seeing the entire summer from June to August being very active in Mexico City. So if you're a UFO watcher, focus on that area. Take a trip there. You'll get a show like you've never seen. Okay. I also being shown the country of Honduras as well. And there's going to be a lot of reports of underground alien bases coming out of Honduras. So that's another spot I want to keep an eye on. And also northern India, particularly up near the mountainous regions, like the Himalayan mountains. This is going to be an area where we're going to see major showing of sightings. I mean, it's going to be full scale, like, wow, it's not like, is that a blip in the sky? It's like, here comes the mothership out of the mountain, that sort of stuff. So I do want to watch northern India. And here closer to home in the United States, I want to also watch Hudson Valley area of New York. We're going to see a lot more activity out of that area. They have a lot of bases there, and there's a lot of strong energy in that area for UFO activity. And also my own hometown of Washington, D.C. Back in the 1950s, there was a lot of flyovers. In fact, they flew directly over the United States Capitol and the White House. And I think we're going to start seeing those sort of scenarios here in DC. And for me, I'm very excited because I know where it's going to happen. I'm going to watch. So, in terms of timing, I see this happening really throughout the year. When I inquired of the spirit people, they said their presence, at least in the Washington area, is going to literally be like every month for the next year. So we're going to have a lot of activity. Some other areas, I want to watch the Great Lakes states. I keep seeing a lot of activity out of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. All three of those states are going to be really lit up with activity this year. I think that in those states, the Great Lakes states, there's a lot of underground bases that will start to be revealed, and we're going to see underwater bases coming out of the lakes. So those areas are going to get a real show this year as well. So yes, the UFOs are real. They're here. Don't be afraid. They're not going to hurt us. If the aliens wanted to kill us, they could have done it a long time ago. They're just here to observe, and I hope that we'll open the door to friendship.
That's exciting, Bob. Wow. Okay, I hate to move on, but how about now in the area of celebrities? Psychic Bob, what can we expect to come out of Hollywood in 2019? Any insights that you want to share about the stars?
Well, I have to be honest, this year I have a few concerns. One of the people who, and I love her, Oprah Winfrey, but I tell you, once we get to June, she may have a little bit of a health crisis. Nothing severe, more like exhaustion related. And I think for Oprah, she wants to really monitor, pace herself, because I feel like she goes 100 miles an hour. She's done it for 30 years running at that pace. And I think Oprah needs to slow down, or she may find herself literally having kind of almost like a total exhaustive breakdown by the summer. Okay. I think it can still be prevented. That's why I'm putting it out there. Okay. I'm not one of these psychics who's doom and gloom, believes everything's fated. It's not. But this is an area, that she needs to watch. Okay. I'm also concerned about the summer as well for Her Majesty the Queen, Queen Elizabeth II of Great Britain. Um, I feel that she may also have a bit of a health crisis. I want them to keep an eye on her breathing and her lungs. I feel there may be some sort of pulmonary issue around her also during the month of June. So I want to keep an eye on that. I don't see her leaving the throne or dying or stepping down, but it's going to be a little bit of a scare come the summer, but she'll come out of it, okay? And you know who I also want to watch? I'm very excited for Lady Gaga. I love Lady Gaga. And I tell you, the spirit world told me, they said Lady Gaga is opening spiritually and is such a powerful one. And she's already a spiritual person, but we're talking about a full on awakening. And I think it's going to be a very psychic year for Lady Gaga. She's really going to just be amazing with her insights and her spirituality. I almost want to say she's going to she might even want to hook up with Shirley MacLaine. I feel like those two will have a lot in common this year. And I think for Lady Gaga this year, if she were sitting down with me, I would say, Lady Gaga, just love yourself, love the adventure you're on. Don't take it all so seriously. Fame is fleeting, but the true power's in the spirit. And I think she's really already starting on that path. And this year, she may not publicly come out with it, but it's going to be around her. And I want to encourage her, embrace your spiritual self. It's the true power. And that's going to open up her music. And I'll tell you, by the end of the year, she's going to crank out another major album. And it will be the best she's ever put out. It's because she's channeled it.
That's awesome. How about YouTube celebrities?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, YouTube is near and dear to my heart. You know who I want to really watch this year is Jenna Marbles. I don't know if you know her. She's a wonderful comedian. She's brought me a lot of laughter over the last few years. And I love Jenna. I got to tell you, Jenna, this year, and I hope she sees this year for you is going to be an amazing year. I want you to watch also the summertime, July time period. I see some major media connections coming for Jenna. And I feel that by July, she may even have an offer of her own reality TV show or a comedy show or some type of promotion from a major network. Good year for her. I also want to watch the other wonderful psychic. Many of you know her, Kelly Coffey. She's a celebrity psychic here on YouTube. I got to tell Kelly, you know, Kelly, this year for you, I see a lot of travel coming. I want you to watch because I feel like there's also for you some major media connections coming. I keep seeing a lot of travel, particularly to LA for you. I'm also getting some New York travel and also Florida. So you're going to jump around the country a lot this year. But I want to tell you, anytime you get a chance to take a trip, Kelly, jump on a plane and go. It's leading to success for you. So these are two of my predictions for YouTube celebs.
That's awesome, Bob. Hey, now don't you have this appearance coming up soon on Kelly and the Rod?
Actually, that's right. Yeah, Kelly Coffey, who I was just talking about, has actually called me and invited me to be on her show. And on Wednesday, which is that the 3rd of January, Lady Angel? I think it is. On Wednesday, January 3rd, I will be doing a live appearance there, and I'll be doing teachings, doing some class. We're going to talk about remote viewing, about spirit guides. We're also going to talk about 2019 predictions, some of what we talked about here and other stuff. And I'll be taking live calls and readings for people so they can write in or call in, and I'll be there live and doing readings. So,
Oh, wow. That's really exciting. Super exciting.
yeah. So, you know, there's a lot going on. And, you know, tonight, in fact, I thought maybe I would take some letters here from you guys. Some of you are in the chat room. Hold on, I'm going to pull up my chat so I can see it here. But a lot of you have been saying, Psychic Bob, answer questions. Will you answer questions? And you know me, I always love the chance to get in to do a little reading for you guys. So hold on just a second as I get this sorted, because you know how it is with me and technology, right, Lady Angela?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
There's a few questions in the chat. People were asking if you can see any possibility of hurricanes in the U.S., like major ones, devastating ones. Any chance of those happening in 2019?
Well, you know, I got to tell you, I'm actually not getting a lot. I think we've been through the worst of it. And I feel like most of the coastal areas, particularly Florida, particularly the Carolinas, they've gone through the worst that they're going to see. And I think this 2019 is going to be a lot calmer. Thank
Thank
God.
goodness. Thank goodness. A couple of people in our chat had a wonderful questions in regards to any insight on the state of homelessness.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I don't say this to sound negative, but Jesus, who was a greater prophet than I am, said that the poor are always with us. And unfortunately, I don't see in 2019 us curing homelessness or poverty. But I do feel that because of the economic growth that we're going to see from March forward, there'll be a lot more opportunities for people to get out of that situation. I also feel because cash flow will be more abundant, we're going to be able to see a lot more funding for nonprofit organizations literally from March forward that will help address that and work on that. So there will be progress, but of course, it won't all be solved in 2019, but there'll be some improvements.
Oh, God bless. That's wonderful news. Let's see here. I'm looking in the chat for any questions here.
I'll take you a question. I can't get my chat open, so.
Some people are asking about, do you have any insight as to the stock market?
Well, you know, as we touched on briefly, the stock market is going to do well this year. I think, again, it's a time, if you march forward, everything starts to grow. You know, in those industries that I mentioned earlier, particularly the housing tech industries, that's the stocks you want to focus on. Anything related to smart technology, whether automobiles or houses, that's where it's going to be this year.
Awesome. You've answered so many questions tonight, Bob. And you look great. You're just styling. And I mean, we've covered so much. I wanted to personally thank you for that, and thank you on behalf of Rare Wicked Spells for hosting our questions. Just thank you for tonight and for your
Oh, well,
predictions.
let me tell you, it is a true joy to be here. I want to say thank you to all of you who've been with my channel this year and come out tonight. And listen, go over to rarewiccaspells.com. You can get amazing stuff there. If you want to open up your spiritual journey, go to www.rarewiccaspells.com. Now, for those of you who didn't get your questions tonight, because we're short on time, I will be appearing, as I said, on Kelly Coffee Show. So you see me over there on Wednesday. It'll be a broadcast at, I believe it's 12 p.m. Eastern time, and then figure out what time zone you are. So I'll be live there. And you might even want to think about visiting my website, www.psychicbob.com. I'll have the links below, and get on my schedule for a private reading. I'd love to read for you. Private reading, it's you and me one-on-one for a full hour. We cover everything in my readings. Lady Angela's had a reading with me, haven't you, Lady Angela?
Absolutely. Bob's readings are just phenomenal. He touches on so many things, and it's just so illuminating to your path. He talks about past lives. He talks about your chakras and any positive things there and any challenges that pop up there. He'll tell you about past lives, your life theme in this life, spirit people that you have that step forward from this life or even from your past lives that step forward. He describes them, gives you the message, and any questions you have all throughout. There's the give and take of that as well. You will not regret a private reading with him, and I'd recommend it to anybody.
Well, thank you, lady. You're so kind. And as I always say, we're all a team here at Spirit Channel. So, visit Lady Angela, visit me, let us help you. Lady Angela, are you working on any books or anything? You got anything you
I just
want
finished
to talk
now.
about?
On my website, I can make. I provide a lot of different things. There's over 5,000 items there from a big range of stuff. But one of the things I love doing is making custom books for people. This is a purple book. This one is a journal book with beautifully designed pages and stuff all throughout it. And I put a decoration, and I'd love to make a book for you. Head over to rarewiccaspells.com, use coupon code Spirit Channel, and save 10% on your order every time for being a subscriber.
Yay. Well, thank you, ladies. Well, listen, check her out. Guys, listen, thank you for being here. Psychic Bob got to get real. I got to go out and be on the town. I've been invited to a number of appearances, so I'm just getting ready to go see and be seen. I love you guys, and I send blessings to all of you. So make sure, hit that subscribe button, like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, post this video on your Facebook, post it on your website, post it wherever you want. You got my permission. And listen, be part of Spirit Channel. We'll be back here in the coming days with more videos, so just check in with us, and we'll be sure to keep you up on things. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. And may all of you have a truly happy and blessed new year. Lady Angela, thanks for being here tonight as well. All right, guys, we'll see you back here in the coming days. Blessed be.